Shope Show, and let me tell you, I am honored and excited to have Kimberly Seltzer here with us. And I have to tell you all, our interview has been just a little bit cursed because of my move, and Kimberly has been so incredibly gracious with allowing me to reschedule. Kimberly, it's an honor to have you here. Thank you.
Oh my God, it's an honor to be here. I always say there's a reason for like we're supposed to be here now. That's all. That's it.
I agree. So Kimberly's wheelhouse is, I mean, she's a Jane of all trades, not a jack of all trades, but a jack of all trades. She is an image expert, a dating expert, and as it relates to our audience, really a confidence expert, and how all of this applies to more money, more customers, and more opportunities for your business. And so, Kimberly, I want to dive into all of it today, as much as we can.
Oh my God, let's go for it. You'll have to cut me off, honestly, because I could talk forever.
Okay, all right, that sounds great. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to ask a real unpopular question. I think it's one of the things that we are told our entire lives that is a flat out lie. So, do looks matter?
Absolutely. 130%. I can say that with confidence. And I know this to be true because, to be honest, from my story, I'll just throw myself under the bus because that's kind of where this all started. It was me. It was totally me. If someone were to ask me that question, I'd say about, 18 years ago, I would have thought you were crazy. I wouldn't say, because, here I was, this good girl from Chicago. I was practicing as a therapist. I had the picket fence, the dog, the kids, the husband. I mean, I was, kind of leading that Leave It to Beaver life. And I really just, thought everything was going on as planned. I didn't pay attention as much to looks. It was more about helping people, right? And then, when there's this like defining moment in your life that just changes the course of your whole entire life. Well, we all picked up and we moved across country to here, La La Land. And I always joke we did what all the other people here did. We get a divorce, and that's when the record stopped, right? Like, it was like, everything was great. And then the record stopped. And it completely threw me for a loop. Like, I had no idea what I was going to do with my life at that point, because my life as I knew it stopped. And I knew I couldn't be a therapist at that point, because I always joke, like, if somebody had come to me at that point in time and asked me for help, I was like, you think you have issues? Let me go on the couch for a second. Like, I couldn't even help myself, let alone others. But here's what happened, and this is what came from your question. So I'm in this really dark period, right? Like, how Picasso has like different colors of his life.
Absolutely.
I was in my black period, no doubt. Like, I remember waking up one day and I'm looking in the mirror and I see this really, really sad, dark girl with oversized clothes. I had the Birkenstocks on. I had the nursing bras on. Mind you, I wasn't pregnant any longer, but yet I still had the nursing bra on because
I did that with maternity jeans, like those bands. They're so comfortable, and then I was like, your daughter's 4. Like, you need to throw these suckers out the window.
No, but see, that's my point, is like, you get into this kind of comfort zone and where you are. And like, when the record stopped, my life stopped there too. And it just like kind of stayed there. Right. And so when I looked in the mirror, I was horrified. I was like, what happened to me? This wasn't, this isn't my life. I'm not supposed to like look like this. I saw a very sad girl. So what does a girl do to feel better? And I obviously lost weight because I was like, really stressed out, and I call it the divorce diet. And then I started getting healthy and exercising, but I go shopping. That was my moment that changed my life. So I go shopping, okay, and what do? I pick all the things that I normally do, like the comfort jeans that you're talking about, but I pick all these black clothes that are probably 3 sizes too big. And I go in the dressing room, I'm trying on, and obviously this personal shopper, she was watching me, and she knocks on the door and she said, "Excuse me, ma'am, I was watching you and I was wondering if you would like to try on this." And she holds up this red dress that looked like 3 sizes too small. And it was red. And I said, look, that's so sweet of you, but that is so not my size. And that is so not my color. But thank you. And she said, honey, that is your size. And that is your color. Try it.
I love it.
I'm like, okay, do looks matter, right? So I keep, questioning that as you were asking. So I begrudgingly slip on my, dress, and like Cinderella, I twirl around, I look in the mirror yet again, and I was shocked. I was shocked what I saw. Before me, I saw a vibrant girl, a cheery girl, a sexy girl for the first time in so many years. I mean, I really lost my confidence and my mojo, and in that moment, I got it back. And so I bought that costume, and I call it a costume because I didn't really totally believe it, but I needed to marinate in it and go out into the world and see the impact it had on my life. And I kid you not, it changed my life. And because when I walked out with confidence, and there was this symbiotic relationship between the outer and the inner that really does matter. So do looks matter? Absolutely. I had all the help in the world. I had a great support system. I went through therapy. I was talked out, but it wasn't until I saw myself different that I got out of my own way. And that's where it started, and that's what I teach today.
Yeah, I love that. And thank you for sharing your story. It's interesting because in research or in prep for this, I did some research just on statistics. So what you're talking about, and you say it so beautifully, is, the outer and the inner making them symbiotic, right? The outer and the inner, and absolutely. But even from I always talk about tangible and statistics, and even from a tangible and statistics and success point of view, and like it or not, I mean, what your story is uplifting, but then I'm gonna flip the switch a little bit and talk about the other side of this. Like it or not, looks matter as far as how much money you make. Women who wear heels make more money. That sounds crazy to me, but it was in Forbes.
100%.
Women are need to be thinner, taller. They make more money. And that's the environment we live in. You can get mad about it, you can bitch about it, you can cry about it, and that's fine. Great. Then go out and make social change and change the world. But in the meantime, that's the environment we live in. So not only are you going to feel better, are you going to be more confident, but also you're going to get the things that you deserve, all by taking care of yourself and putting yourself together a little bit more. Is that fair or is that sexist?
Oh my God. No, it's not sexist at all. By the way, I work with just as many men as I do women. So, and I tell men the same thing. So no, there is no like gender specific thing here. Image matters across the board. And what you said was so beautiful. And there are so many statistics that back up what you just said about what you wear increases the ROI. I always say, like, I do a lot of talks on how to increase your business just based on what you wear. Because here's the thing. First of all, 93% of communication is nonverbal. 93, I mean, that's huge if you think about it. So it's not even what you know is as important, especially upon first impression, than how you show up. And for all you single ladies out there, 55% of your dating success can be increased just based on the clothes you wear. I mean, that's profound. And if you look at first impressions, which is a huge part of business, which is a huge part of approachability and likability and charisma and all the stuff that I teach, it only takes 30 seconds to make a first impression. That's all you got. And now with Tinder, it's probably quicker, right? But you will summarize how you feel about that person just based on two things: the attire that you wear and the attitude that you have. That's it. That's it. So this is not, and like you said so beautifully, it's not to be depressing. It's actually, if you knew you could just tweak a few things in your image and your body language,
exactly.
Why would you do that? There's not too many things in life where you can get that instant result and gratification.
Yeah, and one of the things I want to point out to anybody watching who is like, no, yeah, I'm not buying it. Look at my sleeves. I'm not buying it, ladies. No, not me. I don't want to give in to this belief. Here's what I would say to you. How much money have you spent on a website? Because you know what? You could throw up a website for $1,000, probably even $500. That is a template that is perfectly fine, that gets the job done. But the majority of people I know in this industry spend tens of thousands of dollars on websites. And no judgment here. I have done the same thing. My point is, it's okay for looks to matter there, but then when it becomes about you, all of a sudden we get all these weird stories and this and that selfish and it's not. There is absolutely nothing wrong with you presenting your best self, and that's all you're doing, right?
Oh my God, I love that you said. I'll take it one step further with your metaphor of the website. How many of you spend all this money on websites but don't pay attention to your image on the website? So you can aesthetically have the website.
That's true
too. And then you look like, excuse my language, crap, or you're not your colors and you're not like thinking about your brand. Ladies, you are a walking website. Like you have to think of yourself that way. And I always use the metaphor of this, like if you have two business packages, okay, and same content, but one is in like chicken scratch in a manila folder. The other one is in a beautifully laminated folder. It looks very professional. Same content. What are you going to choose? And most likely you perceive the one that's professional as more professional. So we're the same way. And so people are making judgments and assumptions based on how you present yourself. So why wouldn't you put your best, foot forward and really market yourself as the best version of yourself? And a lot of times women just don't know what that means, right? So
I love
I like to teach people about, and I'm not this cookie cutter. I just wanted to clarify because I'm not this girl from LA that just throws on the latest trends, and says, oh, you must wear that. That's fabulous. No, it's about your lifestyle. It's about what you do for a living. It's about your colors. It's about your body type. It's looking at you holistically and what really works for you and not against you.
So what would you say to somebody, Kimberly, who's sitting in like, okay, you know what? I sit behind my computer all day and I wear my sweats and maybe they've got baby vomit on it where I was nursing last night or whatever else. And I want to take the first step. What is the first step?
Well, the first step I always, and actually anyone can go to my website, eliteimagemakers.com, and download my free body type booklet and just determine what your body type is. There's 5 body types. And what I love about it, because a lot of times people don't like to shop because either they, had an association of shopping growing up, or they had body image issues, or they keep pulling the wrong things and then they hypothesize that nothing fits them. I see that all the time. So if you knew your body type and what clothes flatter your figure and what clothes to stay away from, shopping becomes so much more fun. I see this all the time with my clients, just going around and teaching them, like from the collar that you wear to the skirt line, and it's really like kind of science behind how the clothes fit your body. Your confidence will go up drastically just knowing that you have something fabulous on you. And so, and I want to clarify, this has nothing to do with weight either. When I talk about body type, it's actually your bone structure. So you measure across your shoulders, you measure across your waist, and then across your hip line. And that will determine your body type. It's really like easy, kind of old school way of doing it. And that's the first step, I would say. The second thing I would do is I call it, I do the 3 C's. We just went over the cut. Then I determine what colors really look good on you. And you can do this old school too. Like have a friend come over and just hold up different colors. And what is your friend responding to? Because there are colors that really, really make you look amazing. And then there's colors that don't flatter your skin tone. And I know like in business, and if you want to like really rock it, I'm wearing red, of course, just to exemplify it. Red and blue are power colors. So if you have a presentation or if you're talking in a video and you're trying to sell something, red is where it's at. And blue is authority. So those are great colors and usually look good on a lot of people, just depending on what color. And then the third thing I say, the third C, is confidence clothing. I know all of you can go into your closet and pick out something that looks amazing that you always grab when you have, say, a social event, a date. What is it about that outfit that makes you feel confident? There's probably something in the way that it falls on your body. Maybe you got compliment in it. And once you determine what those features are, go and get more clothes like that.
I love it. And I love how simple it is. Like, first of all, let's measure our bodies. Let's dress our bodies the same way we would our window furnishings, right? Like you would never go out to even if you bought them at Target, you would never go out to Target and say, that looks like it fits. I'm going to nail a whole bunch of things in my wall right here. I'm going to hang these curtains and then realize they're too, or if you did, you'd be mad. They're this much too short. And now I've got all these holes in my wall. You wouldn't do that. So treat your body the same way, right? Like figure out the cut. I've never even done that, but that makes perfect sense. I am big on the color thing, I call it a statement color and a statement outfit. It's same exact principle that you just shared. So I think that's a great place to start. I love it. So what would you say, and you may have just answered this, but for someone who is running a business and they want to change their image, but they don't want to feel like a fake or a fraud. Maybe their image was a little bit more comfortable or a little bit more laid back, and now all of a sudden they want to transition into a more professional type image. What would you say that the best way, but not to feel like a fake or a fraud? Is there a way to do that?
Oh my God, yeah. And that is such a beautiful question because I get that all the time. Like so many people say to me, Kim, I don't want you to change me. Like, I don't want you to get crazy and then I'm feeling like I'm a fraud or I'm somebody that I'm not. And it's not about that. Again, going back to the principle, it's marketing yourself in a way that's the best version of you, but not, we can't see ourselves. I do these virtual makeover sessions where I do a makeover in an hour on a video like we're doing now. And one of the exercises that I have them do before we even get on the video session is they need to take pictures of themselves in different outfits. And I find it fascinating because what we see in the mirror is often different than what we see in a picture. And a lot of the people will come on and say like, Kim, I can't believe just like looking at myself in those pictures, I realize I'm doing it all wrong. Just sometimes, things that were so comfortable. Like when I was in my muumuu, I was so comfortable. I didn't know I looked bad, until I really, saw myself in that red dress. But here's the thing, there's a couple of principles that I like to throw out at people. First of all, really looking at your brand and your business and who are you trying to attract? Because, no matter what business, I assume most people want to make money. I'm just going to go with that assumption that most people are trying to increase their business. And if you look at your clientele and you're not attracting, of course, there's a lot of other nuances, but if you're not attracting who you're trying to get, like at a higher level, you also got to look at you. What are you putting out there? And usually what's in the mirror is a direct correlation and, to who you're attracting out there. I have to, again, I'll throw myself under the bus. When I first started out doing this, besides the red dress, that's all I got at that moment. And I knew I wanted to get into this field of image consulting, right? And so I hire this image consultant and she's one of the top ones here in LA because there's no program. I had to shadow somebody and she was the only one in town doing it. I give this woman $10,000 to help me, I'm like, show me the way. And I realized before meeting her that I needed an outfit because all I had was the red dress and then the mommy clothes. So I go shopping and I think I'm up leveling myself, right? So I get this rider jacket. I don't know what I was thinking. And these like jeans, I think from the Gap. And I think I'm up leveling myself. You know what I mean? Like in my mind,
I love it.
Yeah, I thought I was doing good. And so now she's this fabulously fashionable woman from Serbia, right? And so she is decked out and I meet her for the first time and I'm like wide-eyed, bushy tail. And I'm like, hi, I'm Kim. And she goes like this. She folds her arms and she looks at me up and down and she says, and you think someone's going to pay you $10,000 looking like that? We got a lot of work to do. And I was devastated. But you know what? Looking back, she was so right. Because my mindset, I didn't think of myself as a $10,000 girl. I didn't think I would be able to charge that because I didn't see myself that way. And it wasn't until I started dressing the part, so to speak, that I started attracting a higher level clientele because that's what I was putting out, but it was also my own projection. So there's a lot of different nuances to this.
I think this is so smart, and it's something that we don't talk enough about because I will hear people say to me all the time, I get clients who just are freebie seekers, which by the way infuriates me because you have no way like you are making a snap judgment about them, and that is just a bad thing to do. But I digress. They're just freebie seekers. They just always want free stuff, and they just always want free stuff. And I think oftentimes, how are you showing up? Like, rather than making this about the freebie seeker, how are you showing up? Is it in your pajamas? And don't get me wrong, there have been times when the best I could do was put my hair in a bun and show up for a class like that. I get it. But 9 times out of 10, I try to pull myself together and let the outside and the inside sort of be symbiotic, to use your words again. But I always think, rather than, griping about the freebie seekers and the people who don't want to pay your prices, how are you showing up? What are you putting out there? What are you attracting? And I think too many people miss that point of view. They miss that side of the coin when it comes to charging and commanding higher prices or getting paid what you're worth. There's this big, I want to get paid what I'm worth. And of course you do. Who doesn't want to get paid what they're worth? How are you showing up? From the clothes on your body to the way you present yourself verbally to your body language, how are you showing up? Are you commanding those prices? So it seems like changing your wardrobe would be a really easy way to start being more confident and commanding higher prices.
Totally. And the thing is that it is, like you said, it's a great first step, because look, I mean, we spend so much time, and it takes a lot of time to work on this other stuff of your business, right? Like the website and the marketing, and then understanding everything, and the knowledge, and then doing deep work on yourself to try to overcome some of the obstacles you may have just about your self-esteem and your confidence. But if you knew that you could change the way that you feel in literally 5 minutes, and I see it with my clients when they walk out into the store with their new outfit and their new set of confidence, and then I get calls like a week later, Kim, I can't believe how great I feel. I'm getting complimented. I feel so good. I'm so like, why wouldn't you? There was a study done, and then, just to take the, kind of opinion out of this, like you said, I like to back it up. There was a study done in the New York Times, and what they did, it was called Mind Games. And there were a bunch of guys that were dressed in white coats and said, okay, you guys are doctors. And then there were a bunch of guys who were doctors who didn't wear the white coat. And in the end, the guys who wore the white coats outperformed the real doctors without, it's crazy. And it had to do with performance and then how people perceive them. Because also the way they carried themselves, they were perceived as more knowledgeable, people trusted them. And there was actually a term that came out of this. It's called enclothed cognition. It's scientific proof that your brain shifts with the clothes that you wear. And I know this to be true. Halloween's a perfect example. You ever see these shy little girls, and then on Halloween, they're wearing these vixen outfits, and suddenly you're like, oh, who are you? It almost, it's gives you permission to act a certain way. So when it comes to business, if you knew that you put on something that made you more badass when you're walking out there in the world, and that you can sell that person, all the techniques you teach your people, bam. I mean, that's the perfect marriage with showing up the way you are and the skills that you teach.
Absolutely. And that's one of the reasons I've been so excited about having you on, is because, there's so many ways to increase your sales. Yes, the steps I teach absolutely will increase your sales, but there's so much more that goes into it, from the way you present yourself, which plays into personal brand, which plays into confidence, which plays into really everything. I mean, right? How you show up. And I tell Hallianna this all the time, because Hallianna's my daughter, and she would love to just not brush her hair. She's in that sort of tomboy stage. I'm no, we're going to get up every day. We're going to get dressed, and we're going to brush our hair, and we're going to do these, just these basic things, because you're going to feel better. And when you feel better, you're going to be happier. And when you're happier, you're going to be able to make a difference. I mean, it's just a snowball effect.
Wow.
And so I challenge anybody out there, even if you're saying, I don't believe it, give it a try. Go out, find something in your closet somewhere that you feel amazing in, and wear it all day. I don't care if it's a semi-formal, wear it all day for one day. And I guarantee you will look and feel better. You will be more confident. And eventually if you continue that, you will make more money. They go hand in hand.
I love it. And can I add to that challenge? Because I think it would be really fun.
Yes.
On Facebook, if people want to even start posting some of their, wins and newfound sense of confidence with the pieces that they're getting. Here's the thing, and because it can be overwhelming, and I can hear a lot of women say, oh God, I don't even know where to start. I don't have all the money to get a whole new wardrobe. It doesn't have to be, $5,000 on a new wardrobe. I always say start small, because it does snowball. It is a domino effect. And one little small win is going to add up to the bigger picture and a larger wardrobe and more confidence. And, a story that comes to mind, and this is more like in, because I do dating coaching as well. And this is a woman who came to me for coaching, and I go out in the field and I help people with their body language, with flirting techniques and how to communicate with men and all that. So she didn't even come to me for style. This is what was really interesting. And when she showed up, I'm like, honey, I want to help you, but we can't do anything until we change this. She had all beige, clothes that were like 3 sizes too big. And then she had the shawl wrapped around her with no makeup. And I said, first of all, you're in your cocoon. So you're giving the message, don't talk to me, And so we had to take the shawl off, and she didn't want to go shopping quite yet. So I just gave her one direction. I said, do me a favor. When you go back home, I want you to buy red lipstick. That's all I want you to do. She's like, red lipstick? I said, yeah, red lipstick. Now, she's from the Indian culture, so she had these beautiful dark features. I knew that the red lipstick would just make her pop. So she does. She buys this red lipstick. And I said, I want you to just go out in the world and see what happens. And so she did. She calls me a week later and she said, oh my gosh, Kim. I said, what happened? She said, that little magic red bullet. I said, yeah, what happened? She said, all these men, they keep talking to me. I'm on the train and the guys are talking to me. And then suddenly I'm talking to them. I haven't talked to this many guys in 1 week than I have all year prior. So was it the red lipstick? Well, sort of. The red lipstick gave her the attraction factor. She was being seen for the first time. And because of that, it gave her the confidence to then talk to the guys. And same thing in business. Like, it could just do one thing. What if you were giving a presentation or you go on a sales call and you wore a red dress instead of your navy blue pinstripe? What would happen? Just do it as an experiment and see the impact it has.
I love that. And I'm going to challenge everybody listening or watching to take that challenge. And we'll post Kim's social media links below this so that you can tag her and show her the difference that just one tube of red lipstick or one strand of pearls or one change of the color of your dress can make, because it can make all the difference in the world. Kim, I could talk about this all day. I could talk about this all day. But I hope maybe we'll come back and we can have part 2 of this, because Kimberly, it's just been fantastic. Thank you so much for being here.
Oh, thank you so much for having me. It's been fun. Yeah, I'd love to come back.
And so for anybody watching, go ahead, I'm sorry.
Pictures. No, I want to see those pictures of you ladies. So definitely post. That'd be super fun. And then we can have like a part 2.
It would be.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would be. And then we could do a part 2. And then for anybody who wants to get the body types and all of the good, juicy stuff that Kimberly told us about, you can go to Elite Makeovers. Is that right? Elite Makeovers?
Elite Image Makeovers? Elite
Image Makeovers. I've got it written down right here. I've misread it. Elite Image Makeovers. And we'll post the hyperlink for that as well, so you don't even have to spell it out. If you're going to do one thing for yourself, for your business, start here. It just makes sense. When you look good, your shoulders are a little bit taller, you sit up a little bit straighter, you command the respect, and people will pay you what you deserve to be paid. Can a tube of red lipstick change your life? I think we just proved it can. Thank you, Kimberly, for being here.
Thanks for having me.
I believe in you and I believe in your business. You can do this. Get out there and buy a tube of red lipstick.